Greetings! I'm back in America, guys. I am back in America after being on the continent. I will not be in Africa at all in Q2 or Q3. I don't go back until Q4. So enjoy me while you can, okay? Enjoy me while you can. And I'm gonna be home for a while, which is like kind of sucks. And I don't mean like it sucks to be like at home. I like my husband, I like my life. I just don't like America that much. I feel like y'all know that about me. I'm just not the biggest fan of America. So every time I come back to America, I'm always a little down. And I just cannot wait until I'm living like a bicontinental, tricontinental life. I'm just like, I cannot wait, okay? But steady wins the race, you know? I'm doing things slowly, which is so counter to how I feel and how I've been in the past. But I think these are the right decisions that I'm making. But I'm super excited today because I'm getting ready. I worked out and I'm super excited. I was a little down because my husband's gone for work, which is sad. He was here. I've been here for a few days in America and he was here for 2 days. So we got to spend some time together, which was great. And now I am home alone, which I literally cannot stand. I might do like a staycation at a hotel tomorrow. I'm still deciding. We'll see. I will say this, you know, I have a creepy neighbor across the way, so I'm always trying to like, he like literally called me the B word. Yeah, some crazy white man, and he had to do like he went to like jail because he was like fighting another neighbor. It was like mixy and crazy, and so ever since that happened, I don't know how safe I feel because he's always giving me like creepy eyes. So anyway, I am home, I am home, I am home, I am home. And I'm so excited because I'm going to see Christopher John Rogers. Wait, I'm looking for a very special foundation that I can't find, which means it's in my foundation ball. So I'll just use my House Labs today, because House Labs is really good too. Christopher John Rogers is releasing a collection with Old Navy. It doesn't release today. I'm going to go see the preview. It's confidential, but it's okay. By the time this video comes out, honey, the collection will have launched, all right? So I'm super excited because hopefully they let us shop. I know this is like a press event and I'm like, you know, an influencer now, considered a part of the press, honey, but I am a customer of Old Navy and Christopher John Rogers. I want to see the collection. Hello, I want to purchase some items if I like, you know what I mean? And I just love when brands come out with affordable versions of their pieces because I think it gives people a real ability to access the brand because people want to be a part. And they can't always afford it. And I know a lot of this stuff ends up on Depop and Poshmark, but that's okay. I think that's just the nature of stuff that is really popular and stuff that is made for the masses, but I still think it's worth doing. And I'm grateful that Christopher John Rogers partnered. And I love that Kimora Lee and her daughters are the faces of the collection. I think it's going to be super exciting. I'm just excited overall because I think this is such a just great idea. I'm using my Wet n Wild palette. Y'all always ask me what palette I'm using. I'm using Wet n Wild. This is literally the only palette I use. Every now and again, I'll use Inglot or Morphe. I don't know. I feel like a lot of brands no longer make high quality eyeshadow, so I love to do affordable high quality pigmented eyeshadow. I gotta put my nails on today. Also, I wanted to wear something very specific from Christopher John Rogers, but I didn't like plan this before I left. I got the invitation while I was gone, and it takes me like a while to access some of my items because they're in storage. Why one of my Christopher John Rogers pieces is in storage, I don't know. I mean, I could have went today, but I actually had some errands to run, you know? I had to return something to this brand. They sent it to me as a gift, honey, but I didn't wear it fast enough, so they wanted it back. So I said, oh, okay. Let me send these girls they stuff. I don't want no drama and I don't want no beef, okay? I've been existing on the internet in a public way with an audience for almost 5 years with little to no drama. So I don't want to cause any. So I'm like, you know what? If they want their stuff back, give the people their stuff. You want it? Let me give you your things. Girl, I don't want no beef with these people. No. Okay, now my bronzer by Dior is officially too light. So I need a bronzer cream. Oh, I guess I have the Westman Atelier one. That's like deep enough. Because I'm like, now I got me a little tan, honey, when I was in Ghana. Can you tell? Got me a little tan. Today's face is kind of my usual face. Just a little bit better. I'm wearing me a little bit of vintage Christopher John Rogers because I know the girls are going to have on, you know, current Christopher John Rogers. But I think that's the beauty of being a fan for a while. You know, I get to wear stuff that I've worn for a while or I've had for a while. But I really want to wear this top, but it's just not here. And it's just like, ugh. It's kind of making me so upset, but it's fine. I'm just going to wear my pink Christopher John Rogers top that I haven't had for a while, but I feel like it's not something that's been out for a while, you know? So not a lot of people have it, and I think that's going to be nicely done. I want to wear a pinkish blush because my shirt is hot pink. So I feel like that's going to pop a lot. If I can find, oh, here's like a hot pink blush. The Barbie collection from Patrick Ta. Did y'all get anything from the Sephora collection? Y'all know I did. Or Sephora sale? Y'all know I did. I actually got a bunch of stuff. I should do a Sephora haul, right? I already gave like my recommendations, but people might be interested in what I actually got. I love the Sephora sale. I love Sephora. I love Ulta. I love beauty in general. I don't know what it is and why it brings me so much joy, but it really does. This might be a little too much. I've been really ODing with the blush lately. I know, y'all are like, girl, we've seen you OD with the blush. Also, people keep asking me to review, what's his name? Cameron. The man name with the funky hat, and he always is saying something. Red Pill. He's a black man. He used to be a basketball player. He's got 97 kids. Whatever his name is. Y'all, I don't watch that. And I don't like to watch stuff that's going to stress me out. And I just feel like that is going to stress me out because it is very clear to me that this man is absolutely insane. What? No. From the clips I see, it just seems like he just wants to humble women. And I just don't know who's watching that. Like, if my husband watches that, let me check his laptop to make sure he's not watching that type of stuff. Girl, because you not finna lay next to me and you watching that type of crazy mess and things. Because what do you really think about women if you're watching that? What do you think about us girls if you're watching that? That says a lot about you, does it not? I'm not interested. Also, I've been getting a lot of new men commenting. What else is new? Always after a couple of days, I get the most random amount of men start commenting on my post. And it's just like, sometimes it's so frightening because these men are so possessed. They're quite literally so possessed. And all they want to do is reason with you on why you don't like them. Like, sir, you are quite literally proving my point as to why we don't like you. And they're always like, you don't like all men? Is it all? Like, I really can't stand people who are like that. The women, I don't mind because they're like pick-me's, you know? And it's like, it's not my job to help them know better that I'm not talking about all men. I'm not talking about your like 14-month-old son. Like, are you well? And the answer is no, they're not well. And I get it and I know that. It's just the men, it's just like, is there any way to only make my posts available to like women, all women, and feminine men? You know what I mean? You can be straight. If you're straight and feminine, that's interesting. But it can happen. You know what I mean? Sure. I'm down with that. I just don't want, I don't know. I just don't want straight, masculine, patriarchal men on my page who are like super slow. You know what I mean? It's just depressing sometimes to wake up and they're on your page. Ew, how did you get here? How can we get a social media just for us? I have no interest in appealing to people like that. And I think also because I live such a respectable life, there are so many young women who find my page and see me as aspirational, and I appreciate that. But then they're confused when they find out that I'm progressive. I'm progressive. I'm liberal. I'm not conservative. Are y'all okay? That's not my jam and that's not my vibe. I'm never gonna subscribe to like the man is the head of the household and the head of my life. What? No. Let me put on this eyeliner. Yeah, because not only do I find that rhetoric to be antiquated, I find it to be actually really dangerous for girls. and women, and I just don't know who is better served from that. The language is just like so antiquated and problematic, and I always worry for girls who subscribe to that, specifically young women. I mean, if you're an old woman subscribing to that, there's no hope for you, but it happens for a lot of girls in their 20s. You know, it's like it's a learning curve. You realize that that language is very antiquated. It's not empowering for women. It actually does nothing for you. You go through a process of like guilt. You're trying to figure out what's wrong with you. You know, why are you not, you know, getting the man of your dreams? What happened? Why is he playing you? Same process. A lot of women go through it. Come on, Danessa. I'm gonna put my lashes on, and I think the base looks cute. My lashes and my lip, and I'll be good, and we'll see you at the outfit. Greetings, honey. I was gonna do the hot pink top, but it was just too dressy, I think, with the earrings and everything, because I have these black pants on. These are from the Row, and it just makes the outfit look very dressy, and I wasn't really trying to go for that because this is like an after work preview. It's 1 hour, so I can't be late. This is my bag. It's from Attico. I feel like it color blocks really cute, really nicely. I'll step back so you can see the full look, but I just wanted to share. This is from, I think it's called Alexis Beater. I forget the name, but they have a store here in New York. It's probably, you can order it online. And then my jewelry is from all over, honey. This is mainly vintage Amazon. But I just wanted to give a little quick, you know, pull the chest out is really what it's giving. I could have wore a dress. Didn't feel like it. Sorry. Didn't feel like it. So no dress for you girls, okay? No dress, all right? I want to wear some comfy pants. Oh, should I wear Kennedy's shoes? Interesting. Let me pull back so you can see the full fit. Still can't see it, but I'll do it the other way. But how cute is this? These pants fit me still, which is like a miracle. They're supposed to be cinched in, and they're not. They just kind of lay on me. They're a little too big, but that's okay. Listen, they can still fit a little bit. That's all I need at this hour, okay? This necklace is also from Zara, so the only thing I don't like, there's no pockets. There's literally no pockets. I have to get so much stuff tailored. It's really running up my pockets. I'm finna just gain the weight back. It's stressing me out.
Yo, why did Sean freeze up? When Kamora's right there. The ultimate diva. He's freezing up. Why are you freezing up? You're a diva. She's a diva. The icon. Why did he freeze up? He froze up. I introduced.
Greetings. So I went to the Christopher John Rogers and Old Navy collection event yesterday. It was great. I highly recommend the denim stuff. There's another set I want to get. I think just because it's gonna age well. I think also the tank tops were really nice. I love like the little CJR tank tops. The rib was really good. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for people to access this collection who are fans of Christopher John Rogers across the board from every price point. But especially people who probably have not been able to own a piece of CJR and they miss out on Target. They missed out on J. Crew, or J. Crew was above their price point. I didn't actually get anything from Christopher John Rogers for Target when it came out back in the day. Ironically, I do shop Christopher John Rogers every season. So I usually get about 4 pieces every year, and then I go to the sample sale and get a bunch of pieces, but I usually full price. I'll get about 4 to 5 items. So I'm excited. I support every collection. I think the denim pieces will just age really, really well, and you'll be wearing them for years to come. And Old Navy also just knows how to do a denim. You know what I mean? Old Navy has the denim game on lock. This morning I was working. I had a bunch of admin stuff to do. I actually think I might need to hire a new financial person. I think today is tax day or tax. I don't know. I filed an extension for the past, I don't know how many years, 5 or 6, maybe 7 years. So I'm always late with taxes. My husband actually is managing that. But I'm thinking we need to bring in someone new specifically who understands content creating, you know, because you have to also be building wealth, and you can't just have all these sunken costs. It's so many sinking costs related to fashion and fashion content creating. But, you know, I want to continue to just expand on my portfolio, my real estate portfolio internationally, you know, my stocks and bonds and things that are going to set me up for success and wealth well into my elder years. I think having a real estate portfolio is really good. I I'm not interested in real estate to like be a landlord. I know that's controversial, but that's where I am. Okay, I can't. Being a landlord is not. I don't know. I have some ethical concerns. I don't mind it temporarily, but it's just, especially as someone who buys property abroad, I just don't think it's very ethical to buy in countries where there's a housing disparity, where there's a housing disparity in every country, including this one. And then like, you know, you fix it up and then rent it out to people who can't necessarily afford it, or like they can't afford to buy it. I'm not, that's something that's not very generous in my opinion. Listen, I would be so wealthy, I would be so rich if my ethics weren't sitting on my neck every single day. If my morality wasn't choking me to death, okay? If my self-righteousness wasn't constantly here with us every single day, the coins would be high, 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 okay? You know, I say rich mom, but okay, listen. The money could be plentiful if I wasn't so ethical. That's the problem. I need to let some of this stuff go. Okay, but here we are. This ponytail is really not acceptable. But it's like 70 something degrees today in New York City. I have on a sundress. And I'm like, let me step outside for like 2 hours, go to Trader Joe, go to Butterfield Market, which is like a supermarket here that I just walked to. And, you know, get some bits and bobs, Miss Thing. A little bits and bobs and do some groceries and get some nicks and crannies and things. Whole Foods and things. Sephora and things. And just lollygag before I have to come back. I have an event with Essence tonight that I'm supposed to go to. So I need to get ready for that. I actually need to message my photographer because I need some photos. Because my husband's out of town, guys. Not that he was going to take them anyway, but I just want to throw that in there. Okay, I just was trying to throw that in there. Okay, period. Guys, I'm away. I know you're like, Tenicka, you just left. How are you away? How are you? I'm still in New York City. I'm just in Brooklyn. Okay, I'm just in Brooklyn. All right, I decided to get a hotel room because I have an event here in Brooklyn. So I was like, I should just stay in Brooklyn because I don't want to be alone. It's a beautiful day. You know, we love a beautiful moment. So I'm going to stay at this hotel. It's so cute. It's called the William Bell. And I feel like it's so cute for like, you know, a super simple room. It's a cute little room. I'm in Williamsburg. But the balcony is the star of the show. The balcony is the star of the show. And I feel like this is like an empty nester side quest. I'm an empty nester. This is a side quest. Okay, this is my life, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? I need to put this lash on. My lash is lifting. I think these are 2 separate lashes. I'm like, it's giving me something wrong with your eye. Are you cross-eyed or something? You know, the face is on. But this, I also need to edit because I had a closet confessions that was supposed to go up today about Clarissa Shields, and I need to edit it because it's a little, I want to be a little bit more generous to her than I was in that video. So I want to figure out a way to really edit it so I'm generous to her. Is she? Something's off? Absolutely. Do I need to be online making fun of a 31-year-old woman who has been caught down bad by love? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I want to offer, you know, just like a learning lesson and what we all can learn from these type of situations and stop resting the weight of these problems squarely on women when it is clearly the men folk, you know? And I feel like I make that clear, but some comments have made me just like, oh, that's not coming across as clearly as I would like. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Okay, now I'm finna be late because I'm over here yapping and chatting and talking, and I need to be getting my outfit out and putting on my clothes and stuff. Also, I don't like the walkway is really long, and I have like some time for it. You know, in Manhattan, we just stand on the curb and the car comes. It's really not a lot of walkway. You know, Brooklyn, it's a lot of, you got to do a lot of walking and stuff. So that's the only thing about Brooklyn. It's a lot of walking, a lot of space. If you are thinking about moving to New York and you want space, Brooklyn's your vibe. I used to live in Brooklyn like 10 years ago, but I lived in Brooklyn nonetheless. And I would love to move back if we can convince Mr. B, okay? I need to be back in Brooklyn. It's no shade. Woo. Rich mom late to the function. Y'all know when I have on all black, I don't know what to put on, okay? This is one of my outfits I was gonna wear in Ghana. Guys are colliding, but Hopefully this will protect me, this little. I have a mini skirt on. Y'all know I'm not a mini girl. I got my Time Fords on. Get into the Dior. All black. No accessories that are not black. It's a crazy setup, okay? But I think this is super cute. I've been waiting to wear this. I would love this in another color. But yeah, it's giving rich mom, honey. She's late to the function. Darling, we made it back, darling. We survived. I got to see Sean 2 nights in a row, so that was great. Hopefully we'll have lunch next week. I need to watch his vlog because I'm supporting him. I saw Bashal. I'm like his biggest fan, so love him, rooting for him. I just want him to win and be like a big content creator because I see it for him. And yeah, so it was good to go to this event. This was for Ebony, and one of the people that they were actually rewarding and celebrating is my doctor, Dr. Michelle. Y'all haven't actually seen Dr. Michelle's face. She's a black woman. She's incredible, amazing, wonderful, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend her. But you have seen her hands. So when I'm going to go get my Botox and stuff, you can see like her hand. That's Dr. Michelle, okay? Dr. Michelle Henry. Oh, I forgot I have bronzer on my leg and the Vaseline gel and shea butter. So I got a mix. So I'm like, I actually probably need to get in the shower. I think I'm done with lashes. I just prefer my face without lashes. I know this brings the glam, but I just feel like I need to go back to Lily lashes. So I feel like Lily lashes are, I don't know, they're just like the appropriate level of glam. You know what I mean? So I love that. These earrings are from Alexis Beater, I think. I keep on messing up the name. But it's a cult classic here in New York. We stand. Okay, they have a store in Soho. I feel like they used to have one on the Upper East Side. Okay, I used to walk to it. But they don't have that one anymore. It used to be next to Intermix. Now, you know what? I'm lying. I think they still have that store. I just don't go over there anymore because Intermix is closed. But I go every now and again because it's near Wolford. So if you live uptown like me, okay, I feel like I'm the only person that lives uptown. I feel like everybody lives in Brooklyn or Jersey. I did used to live in Brooklyn many moons ago. And I actually love Jersey. I mean, I actually love Jersey. I actually love Brooklyn. I don't know if we would ever be Jersey people, but I feel like at some point, New Yorkers who like, you know, you become Jersey people. Most people become Jersey people when they have children. When they have kids, they move to Jersey. But I'm like, maybe we should go to Jersey and check it out. Because I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for something exciting, honey. That, you know, we were supposed to move to London and we didn't because of, oh my goodness, politics, and it's related to my husband's job, so we won't go there. But I'm just like, because we didn't do that, I just feel like, oh, it's just stressing me out. It's stressing me out because I need a new adventure. Well, might as well book another trip to Africa, right? I really do. Like, why do I live here? I say that every day. I love New York. I love being by like continental, but I just feel like I'm not on the continent enough to be bicontinental. Like, where is my bicontinental life? You know, literally, this is what I think every single day. If I could figure out a way to make Ghana happen, I feel like Ghana is such a good in-between. New York, Ghana, and South Africa. The only thing is, I know I need to finish South Africa. I need to finish. I need to be done. Oh my God, God willing. Oh my goodness, I just, listen, when I get out of the shower, I'm gonna go on my knees and be like, please let it be finished, okay? We need to be finished, my God. I don't need it to be like final. I just need it to be like mostly moving. I just need it to be move-in ready. Like, I can still do landscaping and all that. I just need a bed. I need a bed in there and some stuff in there. I need the water. When I turn on the water faucet, I need it to work. You know what I mean? But the downside is like, I don't want to skip on certain things. So I'm part of the problem too. It's like, oh, I want this. Oh my goodness. I want this marble that I just know. Oh my goodness. I've been trying to source a very specific marble. I'm just like, child, it's gonna hold up the process for 3 more months. 3 more months. And I'm trying to source this marble in the middle of a war. And these are first world problems. Can I deal without appliances? Not very long. A girlfriend of mine just moved into her place, like Jersey, lower Jersey. She was living in northern Jersey. So now she's closer to Lower Jersey, like Pennsylvania area. And she got issues with her appliances. And so she had to get a mini fridge. And I'm like, that's gonna be me. And my husband gonna be like, that's your business. You want to be in that house so bad. I don't want to be in America. Do you understand? Have you ever just had a country call your name? The world call your name? Like, only very specific people will get this. Most people will be like, yeah, you know, a cruise here, a vacation there, I'm ready to come home. I'm just like, get me out, okay? The world is calling. But I do love to be in New York, and I like to fool la la in America. There are some American conveniences that I do enjoy. However, I can visit. I don't have to be here full time. If you do not travel, you probably like, Tenicka, are you well? No, I'm not well, okay? I recognize I am not the norm. I recognize that if you do not, you're not gonna get it. You're gonna be like, ma'am, you just got back 3 days ago. True, that's not true. But I could have stayed longer. But I wanted to come back to my honey bunny, okay? And also I was racking up costs, if I'm being honest, right? Like, I'm racking up costs. It costs to stay in a hotel. It costs to have a driver. It costs to be out every day. It costs. These things cost, you know? Yeah, I'm just trying to be responsible. Allegedly. Let me get in the shower and get this bronzer off me. Honey, it's getting on the bed. Oh, ghetto. Wow. Okay guys, I'm all dressed. I have on my Christopher John Rogers. Let me show you. I'm going to take the jacket off later, but right now it's still kind of chilly. It's 70, but it's windy. Yeah, so I have on my Christopher John Rogers for Old Navy jeans, my Hermes sandals, little bag from Amazon. Just a cute little outfit. I think when I button it up, it looks super monochromatic and well pulled together. And then I have the scarf. I'm gonna take it off. No, I'm not taking the scarf off. I'm taking the, cause I don't have nothing out underneath this. But I'm gonna take the jacket off later on today. Cause it's spring. And then I just have on my little Celines. The Celines are vibey. So I'm just gonna go to Beacon's Closet real quick, which is like a thrift store here in Brooklyn. Little thrift shopping, then I'm gonna do a little sushi. And then I'm gonna go home and get my meal. And I actually don't live that far from Williamsburg in the middle of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's maybe like 15-minute Uber. I don't think there's a train that can go near me. Technically, you can take the train anywhere, but like, that's a situation. Also, there's not a lot of trains in Williamsburg, I don't think. It's not like in Manhattan where there's a train every 2 or 3 blocks. I actually haven't seen a single train since I've been here. I mean, they're underground, but I mean like a train station. You know what I'm saying? Not that I was in danger of taking one in Williamsburg. I will be walking, but I'm just saying. You know? Also, I think my friend Sharifa works over here. Pretty sure she does. This area looks similar to where she works. I feel like I should probably reach out and be like, hey girl, you wanna go to lunch for some sushi? I don't know. Sometimes I feel weird about just springing things on people. So we'll see. Let me just say, it's actually really, I won't say it's vacant out here, but it's not a lot of people, but it's hella nannies. It's giving me Park Slope, because that's how it was where Kennedy grew up. Kennedy grew up in Park Slope. Wait, where am I going? Kennedy grew up in Park Slope, and that's how it was in Park Slope. It was just like nannies on top of nannies everywhere. Let me look at these directions. Miss Mamas don't be knowing where she going. Oh, okay. Oh, it's not that far. Ooh, hopefully I can find a matcha place along the way. Oh. Guys, they really didn't have anything for me in Beacons. I tried on 2 pair of jeans. They were not good. I tried on a 25, which is scary. I'm like, okay, I need to gain weight. And I tried on a 26, 27. The 25 was very tight on the butt, but they pulled all the way up, and the other ones were too big on the waist. I don't know how. I'm confusion. Here's my Uber. Honey, Mother has done her makeup. I am early to the function, which is crazy and weird. I mapped it out on like my Uber, and it's not gonna take that long to get there. So I just have my clothes laid out, but I'll put them on shortly. But I want to say something real quick before I go. My TikTok timeline is full of a creator, a white male queer creator who went on a brand trip with a brand that the girls are saying is being boycotted or divested or whatever. Okay. I don't fully have the tea on it, nor do I really care that much because, you know, I'm not really in white people's business like that. A little bit, a tad bit. But I do think that everybody has a price. Everybody has a price. I think I am slowly but surely realizing that having morals and boundaries and standards does nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna be broke. You ain't gonna have no coins. You're gonna, like, as a person who quite literally never went to work for money, like, believed that it didn't matter how much money I made as long as I had the moral high ground and I was doing what was right and working for the people and all this stuff. I'm not saying that I regret it because I don't, but I'm saying that the older I get, the more I recognize and realize it doesn't do anything for me. People are still gonna follow the person, the people that they like for outfits, and these people are unethical. These people are problematic. They're working with brands that black people are boycotting, that brown people are boycotting for their livelihood, for their ability to gain access to freedoms. Like, there are so many things, but I do not think it is a binary. I don't think that it is a zero-sum game. I am one of those people who do think it's a pyramid. I don't think it's a zero-sum game. I think it's a pyramid. I think there are, you know, there are things that everybody can boycott. You know, it's easy to boycott. It's easier to take down. You know, it is gaining mass appeal. Those are no-go zones. I don't necessarily think that the brand he went with Coachella exists at that no-go zone, right? I think that it is a little more challenging, and I don't think he ever said that he wasn't going to work with that brand, nor do I think you have to articulate that you're not going to work with that brand. But I think he had to know that when he accepted this, it was going to be hard for him and his brand, and he still accepted it. And I understand why. Because I think everybody has a price. And if the price was $500K, who am I? Because I think for a lot of people, even for me, $500K is an extraordinary amount of money. And I think it puts your morals and values on the line. I'm a black creator, and so very rarely is any brand going to meet my number where I'm going to have to cross the threshold in that way. I have turned down a number of different brand deals from famous families, from like brands that I said I would never work with, only because I'm trying to hold the moral line. And then I see people who are getting ahead, getting further than me, doing the same thing that I'm doing, and nobody's holding them accountable. It's a little bit of rumbling, but nobody is saying anything. It doesn't make me jealous or envious. It just helps me understand the context in which I am working in, right? It's like me holding the moral ground does come with a consequence, and that consequence is a lot of times financial, right? And it's not like, oh, you don't need the money. Listen, we all are looking to sustain our lifestyle. I know that he got on the internet and said he made X amount of money. First of all, I would never in my life get on the internet and tell people how much money I made, especially when it is such an astronomical amount of money that people cannot relate to it. So they're prescribing things to you because they have no idea what that amount of money means. They don't know how much you pay in taxes. They don't understand that you're paying 15% to an agent. Or 20% to an agent. They don't understand that you're then paying 20% to a PR person. They don't understand that. And so it becomes fodder for conversation. And I'm not defending the creator, because I do think it was a mistake. I do think that, I don't think that they weren't unaware of it. I think that they knew, and they probably hiked the fee up and the price up so that they can accommodate for this kind of backlash. Do I think they're going to be canceled? It's the end? No, I don't. Because it's not a brand that is so widely boycotted in that way. It's not like it is a brand that is core to that creator's audience. I think it's important to that creator's audience, but I don't think it's a no-go for the vast majority of the creator's audience. I think it's, you know, it's a red line for some people, especially if they feel like they built their platform off morality. You know, for me, a no-go brand for me right now, unless they do something, because I think they were so wildly disrespectful, is Target. I think people who don't understand boycotts, don't understand boycott strategy, don't understand mass appeal for boycotts are like, well, what about Walmart? What about Amazon? When people start doing that, I can tell. I just stop having a conversation with them. Because they want to do like, well, what about, and it's always a whataboutism. There's a strategic call, there's a strategic momentum around Target, specifically in the Black community and LGBTQ community. You should not be promoting that brand in that way. That's how I personally feel. And I think it is widely known. And I do look at people's side eyes. I think there are some exceptions. There are some people who had contracts with Target that they couldn't get out of. I haven't necessarily unfollowed people, but yeah, I have some issues with their morality. I have some issues, right? I'm not the moral police, but I have a few words to say about it. And I think my audience would if I have constantly come out and said some things. Now, if Target is in a position where they have changed, they are revamping their DEI, they're doing these things, am I a never ever Target forever? I'm close to it. I'm pretty much close to it. But I think there is room for change, of course. And so I can't say that. And I can't say if it was a number that was astronomical and they changed, that I wouldn't be like, okay, it may be worth the risk. Not at this moment, because I think the boycott is still going on. But I think it's like the same thing with H&M, right? Like, I didn't shop at H&M for years because of the situation. Remember, I worked in social justice and I worked with some brands around corporate responsibility. So I've seen some ins and outs of brands and some things that they said and some of the things that their teams did that I could never unsee. And so I'll just be like, for you to go that far and do some of the things, I just be like, some of these brands are crazy, right? But like, I slowly but surely started going back to H&M, I would say, in the past 2 years. I'm still not a huge shopper like I used to be, but you know, dibble and dabble. But I think when you are a content creator and the way you make money is through brand partnerships, that is your primary source of income, it is always going to be sticky. Because a brand can be a good brand today, but at the end of the day, it is a corporation, and you are at risk of aligning yourself with a corporation that can do something really foul, right? And it is a risk every single time. And so you have to make sure the coins are worth it. And you have to go on a case-by-case basis. And I'm not mad at people's followers for unfollowing them. People do not owe you loyalty just because they followed you today. They could have followed you for your moral compass. And I understand the creator like, well, you know, I didn't really say, I get it. But here's the thing, things change. When we are in a deep recession, people are seeing systemic issues. They're seeing their rights stripped left and right, and they're gravitating towards a boycott that they feel like is important and matters to them. I don't personally go to that coffee spot, but I will say this: I was offered an astronomical amount of money by that same brand. This was the year before the war broke out. I was not picked. They were like flaking on me, and they decided they wanted to go with another content creator. And I was really bummed because it was one of the largest brand deals I would have ever received. And I was really in my feelings. And it was a Q4 situation, whatever. They ended up going with a set of different content creators. By the time the brand deal came out, it was literally in the thick of things. And I know those creators were so upset. They had to turn their comments off. It was a whole big old mess. They were trying to cancel those content creators. And I knew what happened. They couldn't get out of it. And I was like, God really saved me. God really saved me, and he saved me over and over again from these type of situations. Even when I want something and God wants better for me, my God, today, won't he do it? Just be conscious that it's a lot going on behind the scenes. And listen, everybody has a price, okay? And everybody's moral compass is different. And you may think somebody is morally aligned with you on every single thing, but they're only morally aligned with you on 90% of the things. And I think we're all growing to understand what that means, you know, because we're all like, this is all a new thing where content creators are making this amount of money and their moralities are on the line. Okay, let me get dressed, dolls. Let me get dressed. My outfit is very boring, but you know, I think it's gonna appeal to the masses. It's very easy to replicate. So let me put it on. Okay, this is the base of the outfit. This is this bralette from Torlaway, and then I have on these Jacquemus barrel pants, and I was gonna wear my Kai Collective blazer, but I was like, I wear that to death, so maybe I should try something else. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to wear my Awake Mode, the Awake Mode blazer, which is old, but you know what, it works. And so I don't look like I'm trying to give too much, you know, after Labor Day situation. And then my shades are from Lorvay. She's a Lorvay girl. And then I have my rings, never mind this. Never mind this band-aid, and then just a little red bag, okay? You know, black people love black and white, and I pop a red. Oh, I need to find my black mules. Yeah, this is my outfit. So I'm just going to a little perfume event. My friend Devontae works in PR. Okay, all my friends in New York City work in PR. And so in order for me to see my actual friends, I have to go to these events and things. So I'm going to support Devontae because we love the girls who work in PR. Period. I was in the middle of doing my makeup and I have something to say about this Ice Spice situation. Let me just say this real quick. Ice Spice was involved in an incident at a McDonald's in Los Angeles. Now, she is from the Bronx. She is black and Latino. I believe her mother is Dominican and her father is Nigerian. But she is born and raised in the Bronx. Okay? Now, most people know that about her. First of all, look at that blend. Honey, this is L'Oreal. The infallible L'Oreal 24-hour full wear, honey. We love a full wear. This is incredible. This is in the shade 415. Get into it. She was involved in the incident and where essentially it looks to me like it was a fan who attacked her. She came up to Ice Spice while she was eating. Ice Spice looked annoyed. Who knows what the interaction was before that, but Ice Spice was minding her business. And this young woman came up to her. It appears to be her age mate. And she was having lunch or dinner or whatever with a friend or employee. And this woman attacks her. This woman absolutely attacked Ice Spice. Ice Spice defended herself. She was upset. She went out. She fought. And here's the thing. If I was Ice Spice, I would absolutely press charges. Because who you playing with? Huh? Girls, I hate to say this because I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, everybody's hating on you. People are jealous of you. People are this, people are that. And God forbid, who am I to like defend this random light-skinned rapper girl who is on these 1-2 ABC beats? Okay, who am I? But there's something here. Okay, something here is this. The parasocial relationships are going way too far. People are trying to make moments. And you have people like Ice Spice who can no longer be alone. You can no longer be out here by yourself in these streets. It is no longer safe for you to just be walking down the street, for you to be sitting in a cafe, for you to be sitting in McDonald's without a little bit of security. Because you have people who don't like what you say, they don't like what you do, they don't like the way you react, and they want to get a moment out of that. And I fundamentally believe that this girl who attacked Ice Spice was trying to get a moment out of her. I do believe that. And it's so sad because you can tell that something like this has really never happened to Ice Spice. As a like famous person, as a person with a name, and you can tell that she is used to walking around like by herself and not really being too bothered. But this is a situation that we all have to look out for. When I saw this happen to Rihanna, where there was a crazy fan stalker outside her house with a pew-pew acting like what is going on and something is wrong and all this kind of stuff, that's when I knew my antennas went up. Because stalking celebrities, stalking influencers, having these parasocial relationships is very, very dangerous. I don't think it's anything wrong with liking somebody online, vibing with them, connecting with them. I will say that every single interaction that I've ever had with somebody that follows me has always been overwhelmingly positive. I have never had a bad interaction with somebody that follows me. Never. Now, I'm not Ice Spice. I'm not Rihanna, so I don't know what that is like, right? I mean, I do say things that are a little bit controversial every now and again, so I wouldn't be surprised if somebody felt some type of way about it. But I'm telling you right now, if you're feeling froggy, don't leave. If you're feeling froggy, don't leave. I don't be by myself like that, honey, and when I do, I ain't hello, I'm not afraid. I'm telling you now, don't listen. Hey, let's keep it cute, or let's keep it mute. Listen, don't do that. I'm in this bedroom talking to myself. I don't know who on the other line. We don't know what's going on. And somebody trying to make a name for themselves. People who have a level of visibility and have some, you know, those people have fame to process this kind of thing and move forward. I think that people like that need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I think that Ice Spice needs some people around her. I do not think that she needs to be rolling alone in these streets. That is very dangerous. I think it's too risky to be out here without any kind of support, because you see the kind of thing that happens. And I do believe that there are people out here who are trying to have poor interactions and bad interactions with celebrities or people that have some level of visibility, people that they know, and they're trying to gain some type of fame. Because the way this girl decided she was just gonna take it straight to the internet, like, you act like we can hear the audio. We heard the audio. Wait a minute, because y'all know the people saying that I have blush blindness. I do have blush blindness. Hello. Also, this Tower 28 in downtown Daiquiri, T. All right, look at that. Very fab. But I'm gonna wipe a little bit off since y'all said I have blush blindness. And I know when people say you have blush blindness, they're coming for you. Okay, they're not saying that, oh, blush blindness work. Means saying yes. No, they're being shady. Especially the girls who don't wear makeup. The girls who don't wear makeup, baby, they think we look like clowns, and we be having on a dot. We be having on a dot, and they like, ooh, you look like a clown. Okay, speaking of clown, that girl that attacked Ice Spice, what an idiot. Because the way I would be dragging it on the internet, and people were like, well, why did Ice Spice go out there, and why did Ice Spice, you know, try to do this and do that? Now, I will say this about the Ice Spice and that type of thing. I don't think that she should have gone outside, because I think that's very dangerous in a country where people are consistently armed, and that girl clearly had it out for her. I understand the idea of getting your lick back and not appearing like you weak and not wanting, you know what I'm saying? Like that, I understand. But like at that point, I don't know if Ice knew that the cameras were rolling. I think she's just a hood girl trying to get her lick back. But I personally don't think that it was worth it. I don't think it was worth it. In this environment where people can claim you did anything to them, where your money is at risk, you just can't be in that type of environment. She needs to have a bodyguard. She needs to have somebody with her at all times. She cannot be walking around and doing things like everyday people, because she's not an everyday person. And she has to constantly take that into account. You're not an everyday girl. You can't do things that everyday girls do. You get what I mean? Like, you have to move differently, and that's okay. But I tell you what, let this be a warning to people who are fans and they don't get the response that they want to get. You should not be violent. If you watch my vlog, then you talked about this before. Like my last vlog or my vlog to Ghana. There are some influencers and people who are famous and people have notoriety that are weird and funny acting. I don't know if y'all understand. It is. Okay, I'm telling you they weird and funny acting. I be at events with them. And they don't be weird and funny acting to me, but like people tell me that they're weird and funny acting, and I can tell they got weird and funny acting energy. One thing about me, I'm an extrovert. I will go to an event. I love the event. I'm warm. I'm having a great time. Can't nobody accuse me of being funny acting except for when I feel weird energy. See, I can always tell weird and thirsty and clout chasey energy, and now I'm ready to leave. And so, yes, there are people that are pressed, right? Like, it's not just that this is their job, but like they want to move at a speed that's really rapid. They came to get content. You know, they want to do what they came to do. They're not necessarily at ease. You know, they have a lot of angst, right? And so I can see how a fan or somebody who follows them is meeting them, somebody that's part of their community that supports them, and they're meeting them for the first time, can cause them even more anxiety. I can see that. And I said this in my vlog, but people always think that when you say that, you're attacking people that's introvert. No, people introverted. People, just because you introverted don't mean that you're weird or funny acting. Y'all always try to accuse people who are introverts of being unable to communicate or have any type of social skills. Like, there are people that are weird. That doesn't mean that, oh, they're introverted. Let me just excuse that behavior away. No, they're introverts that are warm people. They're kind people. They know how to interact. They're adults. They know what the occasion calls, and they know how to perform if that is what is required. They also know how to exit a situation that is overstimulating. Yes, they may have some very poor interactions because they are reclusive and they are a little bit overstimulated and they didn't time when they were supposed to leave a crowded situation or whatever. But y'all, people going around saying that these people is weird over and over again, it's not because they're introverted. So like, stop trying to excuse the behavior away. That's not what's going on. And y'all really pissing me and my homegirls off because that's not what's going on. I still think at the end of the day, just because they are rude to you, you could say a little 1-2 and go about your business. But you stalking them, you're attacking them, you climbing over tables and you moving chairs and you trying to get to them. I think that's completely uncalled for. And you have to remember that this person that you're talking to, they don't know you. You know them. You know everything about that person. You know what they think. You know how they dress. They move. You know where they go. They don't know anything about you. And so they're operating from a complete disadvantage. And here you go being a weirdo. A complete utter weirdo. It's not okay. Honestly and truly, it's not. Okay? Y'all ain't about to convince me that it's okay. You're not. Okay, I need to go. I need to go pick up something from my little errand for the day. Okay, go down to Nordstrom. I'm talking low just in case my husband hears me. Because I need to pick up something for my husband's birthday, doll. But I want to do just a real quick little closet confession, darling. Because I think the girls got the game messed up. The people's like, okay, well, Ice Spice didn't have to do that. That was too much. How? Have you ever had somebody attack you? Like, my goodness, I'm just great. I just thank God every day for the people that follow me that are not crazy. Like, the people, listen, I'm like, maybe it's a reflection of me. I would hope so. The people that follow me, they are some real girls. Every time I'm with my people, I just be a good old cackle time. Like, I never have poor interactions with my followers. I don't know. Listen, I like to think it's me, perhaps. I don't know what's going on with you girls and y'all followers, but that's not my problem. Yeah. Right, if you like this kind of videos, please subscribe. I think I'm gonna make this members only little short quick video. Y'all, I make closet confessions every single day, but I usually only post about 4 a month, but I make them every single day. I got like, I won't say every single day. I usually have like at least 5 a week, but I'd be like, girl, what are you talking about? You can't post that. You're gonna get canceled. Now I'm doing my members only, so we're gonna post on members only. Okay, wait a minute, girl. That Wet n Wild, that deep shade, and what palette is this? The Lights Off palette. Y'all know people were like, they said I made this for the starter pack, or I posted about Wet n Wild for the starter pack. I'm like, child, I use this. These are the only eyeshadow palettes I use. Every now and again I use another eyeshadow palette, but I overwhelmingly use this eyeshadow palette. Girl, what? You think I'm faking using Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette? These are my favorite eyeshadow palettes. Like, are y'all okay? I'm gonna tell y'all the main one that I use. Forgot the name of it. Let me make sure I didn't drop it. Now I just had the eyeshadow palette. That's what I get, talking cash mess. Not this one. Now I just used it. Now where did it go? Everything is dropping. I don't have a lot of room over here. Oh, here it is. It fell. It's the Heart and Soul. This is my favorite one. It's the Heart and Soul one. Okay, one I use when y'all be asking what's on my eye. Heart and Soul by Wet n Wild. Don't ask me again. Now I told y'all 50 times. Okay, tag and link. Okay, you should not be paying more than $10 for these palettes, and it's a great deal. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. $1 each. It's 10 shades. Wear the reddish one out. Please subscribe, okay? The bell notification so that you never miss a members only upload from the doll. Yeah, members only. I don't know when I'm gonna post members only. It's not gonna be every single day, but I'm gonna try to upload as much as I can. Okay, because I have a lot to say, unfortunately and allegedly. Guys, I'm trying to get dressed in this closet, and the hair is cute. But these are my Zara jeans. Y'all know I love these like brown jeans. They're kind of squeezing me a little bit. But this jacket is the start of the shower, okay? This jacket is so cute. I just feel like the Loewe sweater makes it puffier than I want it to be. Yeah, that's what's pissing me off. I really need a button-up shirt. I feel like you either need the sweater, and I got on a Loewe tank, or the jacket. You know what I'm saying? Like, both is not gonna work. But this sweater is Loewe. These jeans are Zara. This jacket is Amazon. The jacket, to me, the jacket is the part that's worth it. That's the issue. That's the issue here. Is the jacket is actually worth it, not the sweater at this hour. I really need to be ironing. Oh my god, every pair of jeans is wrinkled. I need to just spend like a weekend steaming all of my jeans. Am I the only person that think about stuff like that? You know what, I can also, see, this is why I need my summertime attendant, who is Kennedy. I can wear these instead. Child, I just think regardless, I'm finna look a mess. Cause look, what is this, girl? You look a mess, honey. A fool. This is how you wake an outfit up. These pants are from Zara. These are the striped, like, tan pants. They have like a little red stripes in it. And then it's like red turtleneck top, which I think is from Amazon too, no shade. And then I just put my jacket on. And that's my outfit. You see how much better that looks? And you know what? I'm down with a monochromatic outfit, but I just feel like you just have to know when to wear color. Like, and it's almost always. You have to know when to wear color. That's the thing about a colorful life, darling. I like to make sure the girls understand. Don't be afraid of color. Like, you probably look a mess because you have on all black all the time. And people think you're a Zara employee. And so, it's nothing wrong with being a Zara employee. Shout out to the Zara employees. But now you off for work from your job. And now you going into Zara to pick up a couple things. And the people think that you work there. Girl, that's the problem. I'm gonna use Better Days. This is from Dossier and Aaliyah. Aaliyah, what's Aaliyah's name? Aaliyah's face on here? Yeah, her name is Aaliyah, okay? Her YouTube channel is Aaliyah's face, okay? We love to support the girls, and that perfume is really good. I love it, in fact. This lip combo is MAC Night Moth and MAC, what shade is this? Boy Bait. Girl, they done re-release Boy Bait. They re-released Boy Bait. We are so in this thing. We are so here. I kind of want to wear a brown bag, but I feel like that might be playing too much. But I feel like that would look cute. Oh yeah. Come on, youth. Get a little youth in there. I look a little bit younger. Like, yeah, do I not? Talk to one of these children. They're going to tell you the truth. All right? Kennedy is being a little bit more polite now that she's a little older. My niece, she gonna tell the truth. Yeah, this is my outfit. I'm going to Nordstrom. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, baby. Oh, honey, the devil's in the details. I had to throw on Miss Mama. Wake it up. Wake it up. Wake it up. Wake it up. Ah. Yeah, that's very cute. Uptown girl going uptown. Literally going uptown. Yeah, I'm feeling this outfit. Come on, fall. So I'm back from Nordstrom. I got my husband a luggage. It's sitting right there. So I got him a carry-on and a backpack, away luggage. He's usually a Tumi guy, but he's been keeping his eye on my base luggage, and I'm just like, why you got your eye on my base luggage? I feel like he was about to gangsta grab it. He already took one of my base, my navy one. He traveled with that just recently. Y'all know he was gone for a week. I can't be in the house for a week by myself. That's to me, that's a security risk. That's a security and safety concern. That's too long in my opinion. Also, what did I want to chat about? I quite literally am a Sagittarius. The older I get, the more I struggle with having ADHD and being a Sagittarius. What do I mean by that? I have no discipline, okay? I have no routine. I cannot stand routines. The more you create a routine and a regimen for me, the worse it's going to get, okay? I have to see immediate results or I'm not going to do it. Really, the only thing that helps me is having short-term challenges and becoming hyper fixated on it. For example, I used to post to YouTube on an irregular basis. And it really wasn't until I had to become hyper fixated on a small challenge, like 90 days, that really helped me. And now that has become a routine in my life. Now I feel more compelled to post. So I was posting Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then sometime on Saturday and Sunday. But now I post, well, this week I started to post Mondays and Wednesdays, or Wednesdays and Fridays to see how that works. But I'm trying, and I have been consistent for almost about a year, posting at least twice a week. At least twice a week. And I feel like that the only thing that has helped me is becoming a bit more hyper fixated on it. But the idea of a routine is literally killing me. And I know there are people that are 20 years old, 30 years old, like they're trying to figure out how to create these routines that are going to help them. And I'm here to tell y'all, I have tried everything. I have tried journals, I have tried calendars, I have tried every single thing. But when the moment and the mood hits me to get up and leave, and it's money in my bank account, okay, my little side account, I'm going to purchase me a flight and purchase an outfit, and I'm out of here, period. And I'm trying to be a little bit more strategic. I will say this, I have started to like being at home more. I have started to enjoy quality time with my husband, just the two of us. We found activities that the two of us really enjoy. We love to go walking, we love to talk, we love to make food together. Well, mainly he's making the food and I'm in there talking to him. We have shows that we enjoy. We have different restaurants that we go to. We're going out tomorrow. Like, you know, we have things that we enjoy, and I like that. But just once a month, I gotta get up and go. And I used to feel bad about it every 4 weeks or every 5 weeks or every 6 weeks. I cannot be in America longer than 6 weeks. I just can't be in America longer than 6 weeks. Now, people ask me when I didn't have any money, or I didn't have the resources, or it was more like I didn't feel like I had the resources to get up and go every single, 6 weeks, what would I do? Well, I would try to do 2 big trips. And when I say big, I mean international. When I say international, I mean Africa, Asia. Those are big trips to me, Africa and Asia. I live in New York City, so I know how to do Paris for the low. Paris is never going to be a $5,000 trip for me. It's never going to be a $10,000 trip. Because I done been to Paris a million times. I could go to Paris for 2 days and 3 days and be good. I can go to London for 2 days. We used to could fly for like $400. Those were the low-cost carriers. No frills. Barely got a pair of underwear and barely got a piece of lotion. But you know what I'm saying? I know how to do that cheaper. Those are not big trips to me. But I'm not saying it can be a big trip for you, girl. If it's your birthday, you doing 10 days in Paris, nights and weekends, and you staying at the Ritz Paris, and you doing this and you doing that. I'm not saying that's a cheap trip, girl. Don't get in my comment section talking about Tenicka said that's cheap and she being elitist. And I'm saying I live in New York City. I'm not flying from Chicago and St. Louis and Denver in the middle of the country. And I got a layover in New York, and then I got 7 more hours to go. I'm saying I can go to London on the weekend because I live in New York City. That's the 6th borough. That's what I'm saying. Okay? But I used to do that. I used to take like 2 big trips, and I would go like local, or like, I would go to like Philly from New York. I really kind of had a little coin by the time I got to New York a little bit. So I would say, like, when I lived in DC, worked for the government, we would go to Philly, we would go to Baltimore, Memphis, New Orleans, stuff like that. We would just go to America, like places in America, and we would do trips like that. And we would do that maybe twice a year, maybe 3 times a year, depending on if we drove to Philly or if we took a bus. Girl, I ain't never took a bus. I'm sorry. I did take a boat bus to from DC to New York. I did do that before. Yeah, with some of my girlfriends for grits and biscuits. That was like 16 years ago. I saw Beyonce outside the club. Very fab. But I've never really, you know what I mean? Like I've never really just figured out little things that I can do within like the community. So I would go to like museum. I will always figure out something to get my fix, and I will fixate on something else that I could control. But routine, don't know her. Baby, when I tell you it used to drive me nuts, the idea of getting up, doing the same thing over and over again, eating the same thing, going to the same place, I cannot, like, bury me. I can't do it. I can do it for a short while. I cannot do it for like 2 or 3 or 4 months straight. And I used to feel bad, like something was wrong with my brain, and I realized what it was, like having ADHD, You know, it's like, this is the way the sun and the moon is rising for me. And who am I to not appease her? Hello? So to the young girls out there, do what sets your heart on fire and not what is the norm. That is the moral of the story. Do what sets your heart on fire and not, you do not always have to follow the norm, and stop making people feel guilty, because this is how you were born. This is what sets your soul on fire. Routine and regimens set other people's soul on fire. They love doing the same thing over and over again, and we love that for them. There are people like that. My husband is one of those people, and it really helps me with my life and structure. Me, however, I gotta go with the wind, Miss Thing. I'm a bird. I'm like a bird. However that sun go. However that sun go. Yeah. Guys, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I am so grateful and happy to report I have gained 6 pounds. Yes, so I have finally gained the 6 pounds that I've been trying to gain over the course of, like, I think it's been like 45 days, almost 2 months. So I'm super happy. She is back, baby. She is back. Do y'all remember this closet? I just had doors put on it. The door's been put on for, like, I don't know, a year. I haven't recorded a lot of content in here in a while, like closet content. I'm actually gonna record in my other closet, but I just want to let y'all know, darling, the doll has gained weight. I'm actually about to go to the gym so I can continue to gain weight. I've just been doing muscle, really like strength training, focusing on building muscle. Baby, I need to do something with these edges. Should I do something with the edges before I go to the gym? I will put on sunscreen and eyebrows. But today we are doing strength training. You have to do your strength training. That is how I am gaining like good weight and muscle. I'm really trying to focus on building muscle. The older you get, the more important it is to gain muscle. And that's what I've been focusing on. Yeah.